Sunrise app released, TV watching habits have changed, iTunes updated, and iOS 6.1.2 released. It's Wednesday, February 20th, 2013, and this is iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and this is what's going on in the Apple world today. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of iWake. Kicking off today's show is the continuing trend of minimalistic apps in the App Store. So now we have Mailbox, we have all sorts of apps that are designed around this UI consistency of minimalism. Clear, perhaps, was the first app to really do this, and it seems that the trend is continuing. And for those that want to build out their iPhones with these minimalistic apps that I believe mimic a lot of what Metro Interface does, you'll find this in today's app, Sunrise. It's a calendar app that integrates with your Google Calendar, Facebook, and LinkedIn events. And basically what it does is it's a calendar. It's a simple calendar at that. So tapping the Sunrise icon at the top of the app displays a list of invitations that have been sent to you. Tapping the invitation, you'll be able to see and respond to it. To create events, you can tap the plus icon, and there's also a shortcut by tapping and holding the plus icon. You're able to do some other things there. So there is a full-out review or walkthrough of this app on TUAW. It looks like visually a very pleasing app to use. I personally don't use calendaring apps. I use OmniFocus and its forecast view to deal with events and calendar type stuff, but for those looking for a cool app, this seems like one of them. Best of all, the app is free. And next up today, let's move on to a post from Comcast.com. I don't normally talk about Comcast in their blog posts, but something kind of interesting is happening. Here's from their blog post. We are also seeing some interesting behavioral shifts in day-to-day viewing habits with these apps. Customers still watch primetime TV, but they are increasingly turning to their mobile devices to find the content they want at 8 p.m., which marks the usual peak time for the tune-in functionality of the Xfinity TV app. However, it's later in the evening, 10 p.m., when usage for the Xfinity TV player app tops out. So we're now seeing a second viewing peak that is bedtime rather than prime time. This kind of data is priceless because it helps us better understand the needs of our customers. So basically what they're seeing is that through the app ecosystem that people are actually tuning in and watching TV from their iPads or iPhones through the app rather than TV sets themselves. So very interesting indeed. Speaking of iPads, is the iPad mini. Apple is seemingly caught up on demand in that it is now in stock on the online retail stores in most countries. So you can just order it and it will ship to your house today, no delay. So they've finally caught up in demand for a device that initially started to ship out in October, if my brain is working correctly. So yeah, great news there. And amazing that it took this long to meet demand. It was a big demand, and they've finally caught up. Next up, I just want to highlight a rather awesome deal at Best Buy right now for Klipsch G17 AirPlay speaker for iPod, iPhone, and iPad. It's on sale for $300. This is a speaker, a really, really awesome speaker, that normally costs $500, but it's on sale for $300. Otherwise, the best prices we've seen so far has been around $400. So if you're looking for an AirPlay dedicated speaker, this is one of the great options out there, and I would encourage you to pay Best Buy a visit to pick it up. Next up, some software updates from Apple themselves. First up, iOS. Apple has updated iOS to iOS 6.1.2. It fixes an Exchange calendar bug that could result in increased network activity and reduced battery life. Users are reporting that the update does not fix the passcode bug. So the passcode bug where you're able to get into your device seems to still be a thing. So that is something not fixed here. but the exchange bug is fixed. So it was a small update, a couple 10 or 20 megabytes for my devices. So that's all available through the over-the-air update. Next up, iTunes 11.0.2. Now, this is a rather cool update that we see here. They've added one new thing and fixed some bugs. So they added a composer view to the app. So if you're a big classical music fan, that is now something you have access to. Beyond that, they fixed, so they claim, a bug that I've been having problems with. And that is past purchases. So your iTunes and Cloud library is supposed to just show up in iTunes 11. Well, I've experienced bugs where if I download some of those, that on the next relaunch of the app, that it will actually get rid of the purchases. So they fixed that bug, and they fixed a number of other things as far as responsiveness when syncing playlists, and just overall stability and performance improvements. So that is out today. I would recommend the update, iTunes 11.0.2. Next up, let's move on to Firefox 19. It is now out and available for download. This is for the Mac, and I'm amazed they're at 19. It seems they just push out a new version very quickly. It's got a built-in PDF viewer, much like Safari has had for a long, long time. And they've done a lot of other things that developer-type people would probably be more interested in. Next up, let's move on to Microsoft raising the price of old software. So this thing is just baffling me that Microsoft has raised the student price at up to $140 from $120. And the home and business price is now $220, up from $200. So $20 each on these software packages. And they've removed the option entirely for multi-licenses. So you can't buy the big family packs anymore. And this is baffling to me that they're raising the price of old software. So software that they developed that is getting older and older and less relevant is getting more and more expensive based on Microsoft's pricing here, which is baffling to me. What they're really doing is trying to push this Office 365 subscription service at $100 per year or $10 a month. That is what they're trying to do, and it bugs me. It really does. I really prefer owning my own software, and I'm not a fan of Office to begin with. I use iWork when I can. So, anyways, that is something just to be aware of if you are looking to buy Office. Next up, an update from IMDb. They've added Amazon Instant Video links. So the big thing here is if you are looking at a movie description, you're able to just quickly hop into the Amazon streaming app if you're on your iPhone or iPad. So this is a very, very cool thing, and it really is Amazon leveraging all of their properties. And many people may not know, but Amazon owns IMDb, and they're really integrating the two in a very cool way. Besides this video, the updated app also has a new section just for the Oscars. Users can browse a list of nominees before the event and watch the ceremony unfold live on their iPad. So what I believe they mean in this text is that you're able to see who wins as they go. I don't believe this will be streaming to your iPad. And I really hope that comes one day. I really want to be able to watch the Oscars from my iPad because I don't have a TV, so I won't be able to watch the Oscars yet again. The last Oscars I watched was actually in Hollywood, so it's been since I lived in LA. So, anyways, that is out now. And meanwhile, TV related is the Apple TV. It is launched in India as a way to play your iTunes purchases, but it's really stripped down as far as services. There isn't Netflix, there isn't Hulu, but it's very cool to see it's actually out there. Last of the day, Nokia. They have launched in the United States a music subscription service called Music Plus. So Music Plus is $4 a month, it seems. Let me rephrase that. Yes, $4 a month for this service, which is cheaper than, Spotify at $10 and things like that. So, for those interested, there is a link in the show notes. I'm not going to go into much detail here as I didn't read a whole lot about this. I just know it's out, and it's just another option for those interested. Last of the day, I just want to mention the amazing offerings up on iTunes this week as far as sales with videos and movies. Basically, if there was a Best Picture winner of the Oscars, that movie is $10 in HD or $7 in SD this week. So there are some top content available really cheap this week. Also, Life of Pi came out early this week, as did Hitchcock. Two fantastic films that I got to see in theaters. So just check out the movies section in iTunes. It's really phenomenal this week. Lots of great sales going on, so check those out if your budget can afford it. Also, Game of Thrones Season 2 is on iTunes now. I still haven't watched Season 1, but it's a show I've heard great things about. So anyways, that is what's going on in the Apple world today. Thank you for tuning into today's show. You can find the show notes at iWakePodcast.com. I also do videos at youtube.com/TCHATEN. And also I do some books. I've written a couple of books. The first one, iPod Evolution, available in the iBookstore and also at iPodEvolution.net. And also a new book just launched yesterday. It's a poetry book. It's $3 in the iBookstore. It's got video performances of these poems that I wrote back in the summer of 2011 when I lived in Los Angeles. So those are available as well for $3. Just search for poetry video and you should find it. It's a white and green cover. With that said, thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Have a great Wednesday, and I'll talk to everyone again tomorrow. Have a good one.